welcome back to Champion the Passion, a weekly pro wrestling podcast where we inspire you to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. I'm your host. My name is Victoria Daisy, and today we're going to be recapping everything that happened last night on Friday Night Smackdown. But before we dive deeper, don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms, and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. But let's get right into the opening shot, and not even the opening segment, but the opening shot, because the very first thing we saw when SmackDown went on air was Drew McIntyre attacking Damian Priest backstage. Now that is literally all we saw. He attacked him and that was it. And then we went into the opening segment. Now, I won't touch too much on this right now because Drew McIntyre ends up having a match later on the night where Damian Priest comes out, and he has a backstage segment where he further addresses the situation and why he attacked Damian Priest. So we'll get to that later, but let's head right on into the opening segment. So we had the Viper, the Apex Predator, Randy Orton come out, okay? So he came out to address the obvious, Kevin Owens. He said that in this company, he's had a short list of friends, but one of those has been Kevin Owens. He said that he respects the wrestler, Kevin Owens, but not the man. He has a problem with the man. Randy believes that the reason Kevin attacked him is because he was jealous, which makes total sense. And he also believes that the reason Kevin attacked Sammy is because Sammy has become a bigger star than Kevin, which is absolutely right. I mean, Sammy has always been over, and people have an issue with Kevin, and I don't think that he likes that. So Randy said, Kevin is never satisfied, and nothing is ever enough. And he continued on to explain that the injury that Kevin gave him was supposed to be career ending. But now that he is back and cleared, he is pissed. And he is coming for Kevin. He said that on Saturday at Elimination Chamber, something came over him that he hadn't felt in a while, and he liked it. He's hearing voices in his head. He called out Kevin and said that he is going to prove that Pat McAfee is only the second greatest punter in history. First of all, love an NFL reference. Anyways, so absolutely fantastic promo by Randy. I mean, that was, first of all, the way to start off the show. Obviously, Randy, this is the second time this has happened. Poor guy. This is the second time where he returns, and his return got overshadowed by something else, by another return. The first time it was CM Punk at Survivor Series 2023, and now it was Elimination Chamber 2025. And I would say Jade Cargill, John Cena, just everything really overshadowed that. But you know what? He got his moment, and he got to address where his focus has shifted towards, and it is Kevin Owens. All right. Let's get into the first match of the night. So we had Tiffany Stratton versus Piper Niven. Tiffany Stratton being the WWE Women's Champion. This was not a title match, but I do have to say it was a really good match. Tiffany took more of a beating in this match, though, than I expected, which I wasn't a huge fan of. But I do have to say her wrestling has gotten so much better, and obviously she always hits the cleanest, prettiest moonsault ever, which is her finish. And then she won the match, which we love. But of course, the fun doesn't end there. Charlotte Flair came from behind after the match to attack Tiffany. And you know what? She's doing her heel job because I don't like her. She's pissing me off. She's doing her job well, and she's pissing me off. But I think in the end, she's honestly just doing all of this to put over Tiffany. I truly believe Tiffany will retain at WrestleMania. I mean, obviously, Charlotte could win back the championship, but the only reason why I feel like maybe Charlotte will win is because Tiffany has not shown an ounce of aggression towards Charlotte. And I don't know. I mean, we still have 5 weeks left till Mania. So, you know, we're going to eventually see what happens. But because I have a strong feeling that Io Sky is going to lose her title at WrestleMania, that leads me to believe that Tiffany will retain, because it really sucks to either have 2 title changes or 2 retains. So, you know what? I have a feeling that's my prediction, but of course we'll get into that later on into WrestleMania season. Let's go into a tag team match. So we had a number 1 contenders triple threat match for the WWE Tag Team Championships, or I should say a triple threat tag team match. So we had my Kings, the Motor City Machine Guns versus Los Garzas versus Pretty Deadly. Now, this was a very good match. Obviously, every week, if you guys listen to my SmackDown recaps every week, I always rave about the Motor City Machine Guns, and now recently Pretty Deadly, because they have just gotten so good. And even Los Garza, I've realized, is like very good. But honestly, every week I just constantly rave about the SmackDown men's tag team division, because each team is truly so good. And you know what? I wasn't going to address this until Monday for the Raw, or Tuesday for the Raw recap, but you know what? I'm just going to say it now, because while we're on the topic of tag team champions, while we're on the topic of tag teams, I guess I'll just say it now. Rey Fenix got released from AEW, and obviously he's going to come over to WWE. And, you know, his brother is Penta, and they were fantastic tag team partners in AEW. So I would love to see, what were they, the Lucha Brothers? I think they were the Lucha Brothers. Wait, were they? Or am I tweaking out? I'm pretty sure it was the Lucha Brothers in AEW. So I would love to see them bring some hype to the Raw men's tag team division, because SmackDown is on fire with their tag teams, but Raw needs some help, okay? The War Raiders can't carry every week, and who else is over there? I don't even remember. Alpha Academy, Creed Brothers. Yeah, they need some help for sure. But I do have to say there were many fun moves and great spots throughout the match that truly kept me engaged the entire time. And in the end, guys, I was so surprised. I really thought Motor City Machine Guns was going to win this, but Pretty Deadly won. And now they are the #1 contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championships. And honestly, this is so well deserved. I'm so happy for them. I love that they've gotten a push within the last couple of weeks. It's, again, so well deserved, and I'm so happy for them. All right, let's get on into the meat of the show. Okay, this is the main event that isn't a main event. We had the Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill segment. When I tell you, ever since Elimination Chamber, I had been waiting all week for this segment. I truly mean it. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. This was gag and a half. Gag city. I rewatched this 3 times already because it's that good. I felt like I was watching a blockbuster movie, and Bianca Belair deserves an Oscar. But let's get into it. So Bianca Belair comes out, and you know what? She's in all black, okay? And she was not hopping and skipping, twirling that braid. She was not doing anything, okay? And I was like, oh shoot, here it goes. So she came out and got on the mic in the ring, and she said that she is confused, but she said that she is focused on WrestleMania, but it's hard to do that when her best friends are fighting. She just kind of feels in a disarray right now, which I totally get. She said that she's confused and just wants some answers. And then, of course, say her name and she appears. Not Joe Hendry, Naomi. So Naomi comes out and she starts going off on a whole tangent. This is a direct quote from Naomi. She said, "When Jade couldn't compete, who stepped up? Who had your back? Who made sure you didn't have to relinquish those titles?" Bianca told her to stop playing and that she just wanted answers if Naomi attacked Jade. A simple yes or no answer. So Naomi kept beating around the bush and basically just not answering the freaking question, being stubborn. And eventually we got to a point where she confessed her true feelings about Jade. And this is a direct quote from Naomi. She said, "The way I see Jade, I feel like she's been piggybacking off of you this entire time." She continued to say that she's been forced to watch someone like Jade feed off of Bianca's excellence and success. Then she said while all that was happening, she was being pushed to the side to fight for herself in every match, which literally, no lies detected. Naomi truly gets the short half of the stick, or the short end of the stick, every single time. It's very sad. But you know what? She's standing up for herself, so go off. But then, this is where it gets juicy. So they start arguing, okay? And it got as far as they were yelling and crying, and the acting was cinema. Okay, guys? I don't think you understand. If you didn't get it, or if you don't feel the way I do, rewatch it, because it was insane. But then it finally happened, and I was shocked. Naomi came clean and admitted that she attacked Jade. And that was such an insane insane moment. If you guys have been following along the podcast, my social media platforms, if you're new here, then you would know that I've been so stern on the fact that Bianca was the attacker, but I guess we're not doing a heel turn. I still believe that Bianca will turn heel during the storyline with Jade. Like, I wholeheartedly believe that, but I guess it's not now. So I guess we're getting heel Naomi, which I am so here for. Okay, so here for heel Naomi. And then Naomi said that she did it for them. She did it for Bianca. And Bianca said that this hurts so bad because she loves Naomi, but now she can't even look at her anymore. And now they are done. So Bianca left the ring, and then Naomi was trying to get her back. And Naomi said something interesting. She said, this is a direct quote, "B, I did this for you. You just don't understand it right now." So what could she mean by that? Is there a bigger plan ahead that we're not seeing? What does she mean? And you just don't know it yet. Like, I don't know. Tea. Then she continued on to say, "Every time I stand up for myself, all of y'all turn on me." And you know what? Like I said earlier, no lies detected. She isn't lying. And then she called Bianca an ungrateful bee. I'm not going to say the word, but if you watched it, then you know exactly what that means. And the timing was impeccable because right as she called Bianca that, Bianca turned around just in distraught. And you could see behind her was the Jumbotron and a little video popped up. You know who rolled up to the arena in Philly? Jade Cargill. So Jade Cargill comes out, and one thing I love is that when she comes out, she looks like she's ready for blood. I mean, she had a white leotard on with white gloves, white combat boots, all of it had blood, like sparkly blood stains on it. And obviously that's not being like weird. That's just sending a message that she is coming for Naomi, because obviously Naomi came for her and took months off of her career. And so a little moment that I thought was awesome is that Jade came out and looked at Bianca, and Bianca was like, "Yeah, go get her." Like, it was insane. So she rushes down into the ring to go attack Naomi viciously, might I add. So I guess Bianca didn't do it. And to be honest, I'm low-key sad about it because I wanted, like I said earlier, that heel turn from Bianca. But like I said also, like, I just think we'll get it further down the line. Like, I am not losing hope because she can't be a babyface forever. She ain't John Cena. Okay? I'd also like to mention that I think somebody is helping Naomi with this that isn't Jade or Bianca, obviously. I mean, if we recall a few weeks ago when Nick Aldis showed Naomi and Bianca the video footage that was anonymously sent in of the whole crime scene, if you will, something that I find freaking interesting is at that point in time, we were like, "Oh no, Naomi couldn't have done it. Like, she was there the whole time, blah, blah, blah." So if she was there the whole time, then who did it? I mean, I think it was Naomi, but she had to have had help because who filmed the video? Who framed Liv and Raquel? Come on, Liv, I need answers. She was all night tweeting on Twitter, like, "Girl, who set this up? Who was recording? You were right. You were feet away from whoever was recording us. So can't you just tell us?" Like, I need answers. Naomi is not doing this all on her own. I can tell you that. But, you know, that was truly a gag and a half. That was probably segment of the year, if not one of the segments of the year, because that was truly just insanity. But let's head backstage for a Drew McIntyre backstage segment. If you guys remember earlier, I said keep in mind that he was going to do this. So he said that Damian Priest took his chance away of him getting a world title shot. He said that this wasn't provoked, it was well deserved, referring to him attacking Damian Priest. Drew said because of Priest, he has nothing else to give but violence. And let me just say, I am so here for this feud. Okay, I feel like they could go really far with this, and I really hope they do, because they just sound like perfect feud partners. Like, I actually am obsessed. And I cannot wait for the road to WrestleMania, and then hopefully they have a WrestleMania match. Hopefully they build it up to that extent. But then we had a commercial break, and then we went backstage once again for a Charlotte Flair backstage segment. So Charlotte said that she warned Tiffany that when the fun and games were all over, that she was going to be everywhere she was. She said, quote, "It was her fault she didn't listen." Which, you know, Gotta give it to her. She believes that the division has gone, quote, soft for a threat like Charlotte Flair. She said that every time she comes back, she always has to remind people that there are levels in wrestling. But the last person I expected to interrupt Charlotte interrupted her, and that was B-Fab. So freaking random, but whatever. B-Fab said that no one wants to compare to Charlotte and that people want their own legacies. She said that nobody is interested in bowing down to Charlotte. But then Charlotte responded and said, quote, and that's where you're wrong because everyone eventually bows down to the queen. Then Charlotte challenged B-Fab to a match next week in Barcelona for Friday Night Smackdown. And I just think that's going to be a squash match. And I hope that Tiffany gets a little payback and either interferes in the match, beats the crap out of Charlotte. Like, we're getting really close to WrestleMania. I need to see aggression from Tiffany. We aren't seeing it, and I need to see it now. All right, now for literally a banger. We had Braun Strowman versus Solo Sikoa. This was an amazing match, okay? I mean, it feels like it's been a minute since Solo last wrestled, so it was so great to see him in the ring again. And these two work magic, okay? I thoroughly enjoyed every bit of this match, and there were so many like fun spots that made the match come to life. But unfortunately, Tama Tonga interfered in the match, and it ended. Braun obviously squashed Tama, but then something that was really fun and exciting is Jacob Fatu came out. And when he came out, when that music hit, the crowd popped, probably the loudest they had ever popped for Jacob Fatu, and I loved that for him. His entrance incorporates fire and a really cool sick beat in his theme song, so it really gives like bad B energy, like I'm scared of you, I'm gonna be intimidating. And so it worked because you could feel the energy shift in the room. Was I in the room? No, I was in my living room, but I felt it through the TV screen. Then there was a huge stare down between Fatu and Strowman, and it was so intense. I mean, then they eventually got into the ring and attacked each other, and they attacked each other so much that they continued fighting into the crowd. They started doing choke slams and crazy moves onto production boxes and through tables, all in the crowd. And this pairing is something we've seen before. It's something we must see again. I need like a Hell in a Cell match between these two. That's what I need. I need Hell in a Cell, Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. I think that would go absolutely hard, and I think that'd be insane. Just saying. Then we had a street fight for the WWE Women's United States Championship. Chelsea Green defending against Michin. Now, this was a pretty good match. My only thing, I always have critiques when it comes to street fights and matches where you can use weapons, because I always feel like people never fully utilize the weapons in a good way. And I thought at times they did utilize them well, but I thought for the majority of the match, it was like, like it was good, but it was like, Then B-Fab came out to attack Piper Niven, and continuing on the match, some pretty great spots. Now, we had a return in the women's mid-card division. We had somebody all in black come out to attack Michin. And do you know who that person was? Alba Fire. Yeah, ma'am. It's giving rebrand. Let's go. I love Alba Fire. This is going to be amazing. So she attacked Michin to help Chelsea Green win and retain her title. And honestly, love this rebrand for Alba. I mean, I hope they do right by her this time. Obviously, with her tag team partner, Isla Dawn, being released from the company, they're no longer what was their tag team name? The Unholy Union. I think that's what it was. So, with her not being there, Alba's going to be on her own again. So I'm very intrigued to see, is she in alliance with Chelsea Green? Is this a little faction we're getting? I don't know. I'm intrigued to watch though. All right. Then we had another huge segment of the night. We had Cody Rhodes come out. Obviously he has a lot to address following John Cena's heel turn, John Cena turning heel on him, The Rock, Travis Scott, literally everything. The Elimination Chamber, it's going to be crazy. So Cody came out and started talking about, again, the Elimination Chamber and talking about him getting attacked and all that stuff. He shared that he had to lie to his daughter, Liberty, when she asked what happened to his eye. He said that he doesn't want to have to do that. and that he wants to know why the same man that was in the ring cheering him on at WrestleMania 40 when Cody won the title is the same man that stabbed him in the back working with The Rock. That was some bone-chilling stuff right there. When he said that, I was like, gag. I didn't even put two and two together. He said that after WrestleMania 40, his old friend John Cena pointed to the title and said this to him. It gets heavier every day, speaking about the title. Cody said, here he is now, and it's not heavy enough. Then he finished with this. This is a direct quote from Cody. He said, John, I know you're watching. I know you think that your successor had to look like you, had to talk like you, had to be and live like you. Well, the next one doesn't look like the last one. You are convinced that you are the last of your kind, but you are not, because I am standing right here and I am holding the title above my head as if it weighs nothing. And at WrestleMania 41, I will do the same. So John Cena, you clearly want some, so come get some. Now, there was so much passion in this segment, in this promo, and it was absolutely fire. Cody did an impeccable job. And I said earlier last week, I think it was in my Elimination Chamber recap, that, you know, it's going to be really hard to beat the WrestleMania 40 buildup. I mean, WrestleMania 40 was truly historic. It truly was the biggest WrestleMania we've had, and the buildup was crazy. Okay, the buildup between Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns with The Rock, I mean, it was just insanity. But I don't know why. I have this feeling they might beat it this year with John Cena. I hope so. If not, then WrestleMania 40 is goated till the end of time. But let's move right along into Drew McIntyre's match. So he wrestled Jimmy Uso in a great match, okay? These two are so good together and work so freaking well in the ring. Both of these men are truly underrated, whether you want to admit it or not. I know some people are like, oh, but Drew McIntyre's overrated. And it's like, no, I don't think you guys appreciate him the way you should. And because of that, Drew McIntyre won the match. Hey, but then after the match, Damian Priest had a little payback and attacked Drew from behind, as he should. Go off, King. So now that we've really started cooking with this storyline, I'm really hoping that we get that WrestleMania match between the two of them. I mean, we have a couple more weeks left. Nick Aldis, get to it. All right, then we had the main event, which I was so freaking excited for. So we had the United States Championship on the line. Shinsuke Nakamura defending against LA Knight. Yeah. So this was a better match than I anticipated, okay? I mean, I was excited for this match. I wanted the match to be good, but I thought it was even better than I could have ever pictured in my head. It definitely had a really great build-up, which I do have to give WWE credit for, because I thought they did amazing with that. There was lots of cool spots and sequences that were very fun, and obviously LA Knight being the icon he is, he just laid the house down. Now, towards the end, there was definitely some shenanigans with the ref and Shinsuke's miss that got me worried, but it was all good in the end because LA Knight won and is now the new United States champion, and I could not be happier. He so well deserves this, and you know what? I hope he has a big WrestleMania match. May all his dreams come true. He is truly an icon. All right, let's head into my overall thoughts. So I thought it was a really solid show. I do have to say my match of the night was Braun Strowman versus Solo Sikoa. I mean, I could watch those two wrestle for days, and honestly, I just enjoyed it a lot. I just did. My segment of the night was none other than the Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill segment. I mean, it was simply cinema and left me gagged. Okay. Overall, I'd rate the show about a 7.5 out of 10. Really great. And you know what? The road to WrestleMania is looking amazing. And I cannot wait for Monday Night Raw on, well, Monday. Because we've got CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins in a steel cage match at Madison Square Garden, which, if you didn't know, is one of my favorite arenas of all time. I mean, you guys know I am a Florida girl. That's where I've been born and raised. So the Kia Center, aka the Amway Center, if you guys are locals and you know exactly, that's where the Orlando Magic play. Boo, I hate the Orlando Magic. I love the Kia Center. Okay, I go there a lot for events, but the arena I grew up going to was Madison Square Garden. And if you're watching the video version of this and you can see my shirt, I'm wearing a Stanley Cup Championship New York Rangers shirt. So go Rangers. Anyways, let me stop talking about hockey. I think this is the second week in a row where I'm talking about hockey. When did I talk about hockey? It was last Friday Night Smackdown. Wait, was it? I'm pretty sure it was. Yes, it was last Friday Night Smackdown. Because yes, Chelsea Green crapped on Austin Matthews and it was the best 20 seconds of my life. Anyways, let me stop blabbing. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of Champion the Passion. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Don't forget to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.